Hello and welcome to episode 8 of the Some Brothers podcast, where us brothers talk about books, movies, music, and more. I'm Dillon, as always, here with my brother Ryan. And before we get into it, do you have any interesting stories to tell from life? Anyone barf on anyone else's shoes in the past month?
No, I don't have anything news like to talk about. And actually, this episode, I'm not going to have a lot of recommendations either. I basically, as of the recording of this, most of what I've done in my life is get back from my honeymoon. I haven't had a whole lot of time in there, so I feel like I haven't done as much reading and watching and stuff like that. So
yeah,
do you have anything from your life to talk about?
Not really either. It's been slow time, I guess, in terms of I don't have anything specific to recommend about reading or watching that we haven't already talked about on the podcast or our other videos.
Right.
Just because of the time of year. But speaking about time of year, we already had our January episode, but something we didn't do is going over our Spotify Wrapped. So that's something we're going to do in this episode.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, I don't have any reading recommendations. You don't have any reading recommendations, right?
I don't also, yeah.
Do you have any watching recommendations?
I do have a watching recommendation. This is a show that I watched the first season of back when it came out in 2017, but we blasted through, my wife and I, this whole series, two seasons is all, on Netflix during our honeymoon. And that is Mindhunter. Have you heard about that one? Have you seen it at all?
That sounds familiar. Is that a true crime or something like that?
It kind of is. It's based on a true story. It's actually based on a book. Mindhunter Inside the FBI's Elite Serial Crime Unit by John E. Douglas and Mark Olshaker. It's basically it tells the story of kind of the founding of the FBI's behavioral science unit in the late 70s and the beginning of them profiling serial killers. Serial killers being studied was kind of the first, kind of a new thing at the time, and they were kind of trying to figure out what are the similarities between them that might help you study and catch one, or all those kinds of things. So it's pretty interesting. So in that way, it is a little true crimey. It's talking about actual cases, that happened. They talk to Manson. They talk to who is not, I guess, technically probably a serial killer. And I think that's kind of a plot point in the show a little bit. But Son of Sam. So that's really good. And a thing I didn't know at the time when I watched season 1 was that I'm not going to say maybe I didn't really double check, but many of the episodes are directed by David Fincher.
Oh, interesting.
Which is probably a name that you have heard. He's the director of Alien 3, 7, Fight Club, Zodiac, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Gone Girl, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, The Social Network. So he's directed a lot of stuff, and I think it comes through. It's very well made. The quality is very good. And it got a season in 2017, and then I think the reason I didn't watch the second season back in the day is it, I think, took 2 years to get to it. 2019 is when the second season came out, and I think it just didn't grab me. I had fallen off of it or something. But both good, both worth a watch. It's not officially canceled. I think the rumors going around right now is mostly that David Fincher is too busy with other things to get to doing some more of that, and so there was some speculation that he might do wrap it up with a movie or something.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Definitely in line with what we do on this channel, seeing as it's an adaptation from a book, technically. And yeah, I like that kind of thing. I knew David Fincher was a movie director, but then when you listed off all those movies there, I was I was like, wow, he's done a lot of them, a lot of big ones.
Yeah.
And Zodiac is one I've been meaning to rewatch that movie because I remember really liking that movie.
Yeah, I also haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, that makes me want to check out that show, though. And while we're talking about watching recommendations, what I wanted to do on this episode, instead of recommending something, I like to go online and read movie reviews after I've already watched a movie because, I'm afraid of spoilers. But after I watch a movie, I like to go on Letterboxd, the website and app where you can, it's like the Goodreads for movies. So just any user can go on there and review stuff. And we made a video one time where I made you guess what movie from Adaptation Station was being reviewed on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
So since we just recently wrapped up season 4 of Adaptation Station, I wanted to play a little mini version of Guess the Movie from the Letterboxd review.
All right.
So just the 8 movies we watched for season 4.
Yeah. And last time it was the first 3 seasons that we had done.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's right.
That was a little bit harder. There's a lot more in there, than just 8. Do you remember how well? I don't remember how well. I feel like I was like 50-50 or something. I don't know. I feel like I didn't do very well.
I think you did better than 50-50, but definitely not 100%.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, that was harder. It was 3 whole seasons, 3 years of things. This time it's just our most recent season, and
yeah,
I wasn't really going through, trying to find difficult reviews to trick you.
Yeah,
These are just kind of ones that stood out to me as kind of funny or interesting that, I thought it'd be fun to look at. So the first one, I'll give you, like last time, the star rating and then a short review, and then just try to guess which one it is. The first one, this is a 3-star review that says, "Honestly, I would rather starve than eat pears."
Than eat pears?
I'd rather starve than eat pears. I'm starting with a hard one. This might be hard.
I'd rather starve than eat pears? Honestly, I don't remember a thing that was... Pears was specific.
Yeah.
Like, that's so specific. It must have happened in this. It must have been like...
That's a small detail from the movie, yeah. But think about the starving part more than the pears.
I know, yeah. I mean, and there's kind of like almost like a couple of them that makes me think of it. But I guess I'll just go to The Road.
That is correct. The Road,
okay.
Yes.
There was that thing... I feel that seems familiar, but I don't remember it specifically as like... But that's just somebody putting their own they don't
they
like
hate pears.
Like,
yeah. I think it's when they go to the bunker. It must be when they find that underground bunker. There's
familiar.
Like canned food.
Oh, that's what it. Yes, yeah. That's what it is. They
pears.
do have canned pears or something. Yeah.
Okay, but that was a tough one. I started with a hard one, and you got it. So here's another one that might be baffling. We'll see. This one is a 4.5-star review out of 5, so good score. But the review just says Shark Tale was the blueprint.
Shark Tale was the blueprint. Gosh, I think I only saw Shark Tale like when it came out. I know that you like it because it's a Will Smith movie.
Yeah, refresher, classic animated Will Smith movie. He plays a fish. And it's kind of like a parody of like a Godfather type mob movie. Because like Robert De Niro's in it as the shark. And his son like wants to be a vegetarian shark or something like that. And so Will Smith's character as the fish like is pretending to fight the shark. And it's kind of like a mobster movie parody. That's kind of my clue to which one this is. Robert De Niro, especially, is the clue there.
Yeah, I mean, does that mean it's Killers of the Flower Moon?
It is Killers of the Flower Moon.
Heck?
I know. I liked this review because I was trying to like see the similarity. Like, how did they think Killers of the Flower Moon is like Shark Tale?
Yeah, I never would have guessed that. I was having a real hard time without that hint.
Yeah. I kind of gave it to you with that, but that's because... I don't know. I guess you're still baffled like me. I was hoping you have an answer why it's similar to Shark Tale. No, I don't have an answer. It must just be the Robert De Niro connection. I don't know. Yeah. If someone knows, let us know in the comments.
Robert De Niro is a shark in it?
Yes, he plays a shark, and he's the father of, I think Jack Black plays his son. The shark that doesn't want to be like a killer shark. And maybe that's supposed to be like a Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio type dynamic.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. It's hard for me to think about the movie by itself and what somebody might have thought of Killers of the Flower Moon by itself.
Because you read
from
it.
all the extra details of reading the book,
Yeah,
especially reading it first, where like I know everything else around it. So like, yeah, it's hard to know. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next one. Next one is a 2-star review that says,
Wow.
Bad review. And the review just says 1 star per Michael.
1 star per Michael. Okay, so this is gonna be Fahrenheit 451.
That is
1
correct.
star for Michael B. Jordan. 1 star for Michael Shannon.
Yes,
right.
Very good, and you remembered both Michaels. Extra credit for that. You could say the same thing about that could have been a Sinners review. 1 star per Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
Except it wouldn't have been 2 stars. It'd probably be, better movie.
4 stars, 2 stars per
2 stars
Michael.
per Michael. Yeah, that's good. Okay, next one. Next one is a 3-star review, and it says, "No, but seriously, God bless Australia."
Australia. Oh. This is Someone Like You.
Yeah, you got there.
yeah, because of Hugh Jackman, right?
So not really about the movie. He's not Australian in the movie, but it stars Hugh Jackman, who, Australia gave us Hugh Jackman. Okay.
Yeah, my wife says the same thing when she brings up this movie. She's brought it up a couple times to other people, just in general, talking about it, I think. And she brings up as an example of Hugh Jackman was really hot. You know what I mean? And it's like, obviously a lot of people think that he still is, but he's older, and when he does the Wolverine stuff, it's like he's attractive, but I think to a lot of maybe a lot of women, it's a little too much. Being all big and bulky, that's like a guy thing. You know, guys like a big buff guy.
Yeah, he's not a romantic character either as Wolverine, he's kind of badass cool guy. So I agree. He's kind of like a male fantasy as Wolverine, if anything.
But Someone Like You era Hugh Jackman is female fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. That's the female gaze version of him in the romance movies back then. Okay, so very good. You're at 100% so far.
All right.
Next,
feeling pretty good. It's narrowing it down. I have less options to choose from for each of these now. So
that's true. It might just keep getting easier. Next one. Even lower score. This is a 1.5 star review.
Oh, wow.
And the review says, "When even the gorilla needs a martini to get through this movie, that's a sign."
Yeah, that's Congo.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah, is that the thing where in the movie the gorilla drank martinis or something, but in the book she smoked?
Oh yeah.
Remember?
I forgot about that.
And it just seemed like in the 90s they were well into phasing out cigarettes in movies, so they probably didn't have her smoke. They had her drink instead.
Yeah, that's when
which is somehow weirder, honestly.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's
weirder.
kind of bizarre.
I think it's more believable that you could get a gorilla to smoke because it's addictive in that way. It's highly addictive. I don't know.
Maybe they just thought the visual was funnier too. I don't know. That's when they're on the plane, right, going to Africa, and it's like holding a martini in the airplane seat. Yeah, that one's pretty ridiculous. Okay, next one is a 3-star review, and it says the most unrealistic part of this movie was a high school play being that popular.
Yeah, let's get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a really cool high school play, though, in the movie, because they turn it into a musical.
Yeah, well, and they're having a beef during it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't they?
Yeah. Actually, another review I found for this is a 4-star review that says, "I miss when teen rom-coms were unhinged and ridiculous."
Yeah.
Yeah, that one especially is a lot going on. Pretty wild movie. Yeah. Okay, next one is a 3.5-star review, and it says, "I'm in Maine. They make you watch this whole movie in full screen mode on a DVD within 14 days of crossing state lines."
That's right. That's Dolores Claiborne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's this person as a Maine native is saying like this is required viewing. If you want to
Yeah.
visit Maine, you got to watch.
Yeah.
Dolores Claiborne of all Stephen King movies, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's only one left, so, you'll be able to guess what it is. But
Yeah.
I just thought this one was funny. This one is a 5-star review, and the review says, "Thought I was going to make this more fun by taking a shot every time they say bruv. And now I'm disappointed because they don't say it nearly as many times as you'd think."
Yeah, that's funny. Yep, Kingsman.
Kingsman, the Secret Service. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to count that when I was watching it, but I guess because they're kind of fancy, they don't say it as much.
Yeah, I would imagine that the one guy who says bruv is Eggsy, right?
Yeah.
Probably. But he's like, what would you call that? Angsty, I don't know what you call that,
Yeah.
street type youth at the beginning,
Yeah.
but then he gets taken under and trained, so they're trying to probably
Yeah, they're
not
trying
have
to
him-
turn him into a gentleman kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
wear the suit.
a little bit, at least more so that he's not saying bruv all the time. I bet he says it in the trailer or something, and that's what
Yeah, that's probably where they
thought
got
he
that
says
from.
it like once or something.
Yeah, and it might not be as clear in the movie, like you were saying about Killers of the Flower Moon. I feel like the graphic novel or the comics, they kind of explored the like social class differences a little bit more, where like, yeah, he's not trying to act like he's different or like from a different social class, but when he's joining them, like the other recruits kind of judge him as like he's the street punk kid.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you're watching the movie, you might not understand that as much, and you'd think like, oh, he would just say bruv more than he actually does.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got 100%. That was a little easier, huh?
It is a lot easier when you only have 8 options, and it was the hardest at the beginning, and then it became much easier as I kept getting them right and narrowing it down. If I kept getting them wrong, I'd be like, oh no.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, those were our watching recommendations this time. Go back and watch Adaptation Station Season 4 if you want to watch any of our episodes. We did all 8 of those movies I just mentioned. Now you want to get into our main thing of going through our Spotify Wrapped?
I have one little quick thing else to do before that. I did on a previous episode bring in a little bit more of a video game type of part of this podcast, because the only regular part on this podcast that's video games is the background video on YouTube to them. And that's what I wanted to bring up is like I just... this was a couple months ago now that this episode came out, but as of this recording, I basically just got that one ready. I played Animaniacs for Super Nintendo for it. That's a pretty hard game.
What console did you say that's for?
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I feel like those games in general are harder than newer ones.
They are, because if you played through them perfectly, they'd be rather short.
Yeah.
And as far as like today's games, so you have to make them harder so that you play them over and over until you figure it out, which I did eventually. But I don't know if you at all remember this game. It's not one that I think that we ever rented or anything. It didn't seem familiar to me as I was playing it. I just like to collect anything. I'm not discerning.
Yeah.
I'll collect the crappiest old game, that there is. This one is not bad, but like I said, it is very hard. Like I actually ended up playing it for like an hour 45 to get to the point where I felt like it was good footage, because I'll often like cut out some if like at the beginning I'm just like failing a bunch and it's like nobody wants to watch that. I'll cut a little bit of that out. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably like 5 or 6 levels in it looks like. And you kind of get to choose. You like beat the first little level at the beginning, and then you can go around, because the story is like Pinky and the Brain broke into Warner Brothers and stole like a script, and you have to go and find the pages of that script in these levels. So you can actually beat a level without, and there's multiple pages in the levels. I think I probably missed some in some of them. I think I only beat like 2 levels in almost 2 hours of playing this game. Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't remember that game. I remember watching Animaniacs and liking it. But yeah, I don't remember playing that game.
Once I got the hang of it, it's pretty fun. I just thought I'd bring it up because it was notably difficult at the beginning, in a way that some of these games I've been playing as the background have not been. And just as a little nugget for anybody who did watch through that and watched me play it,
it's a little behind
some
the scenes.
of me failing is not in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one that was really hard was like one of our first ones, if not the first one, the Marvel Superheroes War of the Gems.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I beat a single level. I might beat one level in that eventually, but that was also really hard because that one, the shtick there is like you have to pick the character that is the best at a particular level. Like you can pick any of them for any of the levels, but some of them are easier than others to beat the level.
So that's some
also,
strategy.
Like, I couldn't figure out how to use like their special powers. Like I even looked it up and it wasn't really working, but I did it like at the very end. You know, I did it like one time and I was like, oh, I finally did it. You know, I don't know. That was a hard one too.
Yeah, I do remember that one, and I remember it being very difficult. And yeah, since you brought up video game stuff, actually, I recently visited my in-laws' family, and we were playing Super Nintendo there. We were playing, we were playing Super Mario. I think it was Super Mario 3.
Yeah, the one that's the first one with the raccoon tail.
Yeah, that one. Right. You get the leaf and then you become the flying raccoon guy. Yeah. Really fun. I mean, classic Mario game there, but very difficult. You know, it's like there's all the different worlds in it to get to the end, and like, yeah, those are fun for that reason because it keeps you playing for a long time, even if there's not a lot of worlds, but also it can be frustrating when you're playing the same level over and over, and it's like you can. There was one of the ones where it's like the flying ship, and there's all these bullets and cannons firing at you, and it's like going through it so many times, and then getting to the boss at the end, and then he just hits you once and you die, and you have to start from the beginning.
You have to do the whole thing.
Yeah, that always makes me like, okay, I just need to take a break, walk away from this because it's like I can't start over again. Yeah. But those type of games are fun to go back to. Okay, now you ready to get into our Spotify Wrapped for 2025?
Yes, I am. Yep, we're a couple months late on this, but we're not late in the timeline of our recording. We record a lot of these quite a bit ahead of time, and we become more ahead of the recordings because of my wedding and stuff and the holidays. So this was the earliest that we could have this available and then record it. Or
unless we get some kind of team behind us in the future, if we get producers and editors and stuff, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. We have to also schedule in not only availability to record, but availability to edit. And all that stuff. So
comment down below if you want to volunteer to be our production team or editors. Just kidding.
Volunteer is the key word there.
Yeah, we have never made a single penny off of making videos on this channel.
Yeah, unless you might count like refer the links referring us to people to our books, because I think I've gotten a couple book sales, but not a lot.
Not enough to pay employees.
I would say like 3. So I've made like $12 or something. But not directly.
If that's a good yearly salary for an editor, $12 a year, or over 4 years, actually.
Yeah. Not per year. It's like $3 per year.
Okay.
We can afford that.
Yeah. So looking back a couple months ago towards the end of 2025, we're going to go through just each of the categories that Spotify gives you for your review statistics. Starting with the first thing it gives you is your minutes.
Total minutes. Yeah. Before we get into this, I have to give a caveat to my... I feel like I have to explain mine. Explain my lack of performance in my Spotify Wrapped, because, like I have mentioned on this podcast, I have switched to doing a lot of listening via CDs.
I remember,
I got a CD player in my truck, so like almost all of my listening in the second half of the year is via CD. And even before that, I was a little bit in a music slump before I like made my big what I called my nostalgia playlist of all a bunch of classic rock and things like that I listened to in high school. So I imagine mine's probably going to be a lot less total numbers than yours, and I'd have to look. I think I probably saved screenshots and stuff from past years. I'd have to go look at those. I didn't do that in preparation of this, but to see like how does this compare to previous years, because I'm sure it's much less. So but with that and also that's going to affect the fact that like with my CD listening, it's like my top 3 for sure would be Rolling Stones, Eagles, and Beatles, because I've gone through like all of their
all their albums, like
all
CD
their albums.
wise.
Yeah, through in CDs. So
okay, I'm curious then. How many minutes did you get?
5,069.
Oh yeah, I have a lot more than that at 19,052.
Yeah.
It says that's 13 days. Nice.
Yeah, mine's 84 hours. So
only
what is
a
that?
Couple days?
A little over 3 days.
Yeah, a few days. Yeah, I don't know either, like what my past years are. I think I've even gotten more in previous years. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I used to listen to CDs more. I have a record player at home, so, I listen to records sometimes at home, but then, I don't know. I use Spotify for usually when I'm driving, which can be a lot sometimes.
Yeah, that's my whole thing too, yeah.
And discovering new music. And sometimes I have it on in the background if I'm like reading or like writing, doing homework or something. So there's a lot of background of it. That's why mine adds up pretty fast.
Yeah, my wife and I even drove to Colorado for Thanksgiving, and
that's like
we also didn't listen to a lot of Spotify. Usually we would, but we listened to some CDs.
I see. Okay, yeah.
I brought the CDs and I was like, well, maybe we'll listen to some of these on there, and that's kind of like what we did. The CDs and podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would have really cranked up the numbers, because that's like half a day of driving right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Next one is how many genres you've listened to?
Yeah, 220.
220, that's a lot. I got 360.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how they calculate different genres.
I don't know how there's that many genres,
yeah,
right? Like, how do they split them up? I mean, we'll go through each of our top 5 genres here to see.
Yeah, I kind of wish they gave you, it would be crazy to see, but I kind of wish they gave you a breakdown, the list of all 200 to 300 genres to like see how they split hairs with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what is my 220th listened to genre?
Yeah, it must be something
on that list.
Crazy specific.
Like, yeah.
But what are your top genres? It gives you top 5.
Yeah, should we go back and forth 5 to 1 maybe?
Yeah, that's a good idea. My number 5 is called oldies.
Oh, that's interesting. We'll get to that later. My number 5 is pop.
Ah, okay.
Straight up pop.
Just straight up pop. My number 4 is emo.
Okay. My number 4 is oldies.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Latin pop, specific type of
all right.
pop.
Yeah, the more specific pop.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Americana.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. My number 2 also has pop in it, but it's pop rap.
Pop rap, okay.
Yeah.
My number 2 is indie rock.
Okay, interesting. My number 1 is punk.
Punk, yeah, that makes sense. My number 1 is surprising to me.
Yeah.
And must be because most of my listening was from that nostalgia playlist and what they decided they wanted to play a lot of on there. Southern rock.
Southern rock. Interesting.
I don't know. Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know who else. Who else is Southern rock? ZZ Top, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I just thought it would have been
38 Special, maybe.
I thought it would have just said like classic rock or something.
I did listen to a lot of 38 Special. I really like 38 Special.
Where are they from? They're from somewhere in the South?
I think so.
Yeah, they must be.
I'm not 100% sure, but
it's interesting. Our only crossover, only overlap is oldies.
Oldies. Yeah.
Whatever that means, like, is that just a certain time period? But
I don't know, because I always would have thought, like, when we were growing up, oldies would have been like
Frank
50s,
Sinatra,
or 50s and earlier. But like, I don't know if it's changed, right? Because there's been newer stuff added to like classic rock. You'll hear stuff from the 90s in classic rock.
Yeah.
Now. And so it's like, I don't know if they kind of update what counts as oldies now.
That reminds me, I was just earlier talking to my wife about that. I remember I used to listen to the radio more, and I remember the change of when classic rock stations started playing like Nirvana, and then
Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Green Day, Pearl Jam, and I was like, what's happening? And then
you're getting older. That's what's happening.
And then recently at work, there was a student, like during a writing workshop, she likes to listen to music, and she was listening to Sum 41, and she asked me and the professor, like, you guys heard of Sum 41? Like, some people don't like older music, but I like old music. And I was like, what the heck is Sum 41? Yeah, it just keeps getting newer and newer, what is considered old. But that's actually kind of amazing that we have an overlap one when we both listen to 200 to 300 different genres over the year.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Yeah. And when they're so specific like that, like you had a couple pop genres on there, and I had also just generally pop, but they didn't overlap. So
interesting stuff. The next category is kind of weird. It gives you, speaking of getting older, it gives you your listening age.
I'm interested about this one. We both had oldies on the list, so how old are we?
My listening age is 67.
Oh yeah, I'm not that different. 69.
Oh, okay. And it's under it. It says since you were into music from the early 70s, you're an old soul.
That's what mine says too. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems a weird thing to calculate because I use Spotify to discover new music, so I listen to a lot of new music.
I feel like you listen to a lot of newer stuff, and especially like I was saying, most of what I've listened to on Spotify this year is classic rock stuff. So mine made total sense to me that my listening age was 69.
That's why I feel like
both of our listening age is older than our dad is, though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. That's why I'm wondering how they calculate it, because like mine...
What's his listening age, 120?
Yeah.
He likes to listen to Frank Sinatra and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. That one's strange. Then what's the next category? It's like...
number of songs.
Your top songs,
That's the last one that I...
number of songs. Yeah, I
wrote down number of songs.
It says you listened to 2,677 songs.
That's not much more than I would have thought given the more minutes. Like you're like more than 3 times the number of minutes, but only a little more than double the songs. Well, I'm at 1,171 songs. So you have a lot of songs you listen to on repeat. More so than I had songs I listened to on repeat, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to go out of my way to listen to new albums that are coming out, but this year I feel like I did that a little bit less, and I definitely had some certain songs and albums like on repeat a lot. Which will come up in the next part, which is top song, actually.
Do we want to do the 5 to 1 again?
Yeah, the top 5 songs.
Top 5 songs?
Yeah, you want to go first this time?
Sure. My number 5 song is Shattered by the Rolling Stones.
Oh, I like that one.
Which I remember that I know that I've listened to that a lot. Within the year. It just came up a bunch. Yeah.
My number 5 is, I believe this was a new release last year. The song 360 by Charlie XCX. That's from her album Brat. There were a couple songs from that album that I liked a lot last year, and they just kind of were in my rotation on repeat, I guess. Good running song, too. I will recommend it as a running song.
Gotcha, yeah. My number 4 is Jump by Van Halen, which, not my favorite Van Halen song. I'm surprised that Jump is what is on here, but it is also true that, like, there was some other... I don't know what it was. Some other trip that we took or something, where we were listening. I had my nostalgia playlist on, and I was like, "Gosh, all that they're playing is Van Halen and I think it was Van Halen and the Rolling Stones. It's like there's way more stuff on this playlist, but for some reason Spotify got stuck in a rut where it was like, no, you want to listen to only Van Halen, like every other song is Van Halen or the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
And I guess that's how Jump gets on there. But like
I've noticed
other
that
Van Halen songs that I like way more. But like I'm not a fan of Spotify's shuffle.
Yeah.
You know, I would much rather like a true shuffle within a playlist where you know, it's not repeating it, you know, stuff and, you know, I don't know. It's not trying to guess what I want. It doesn't know what I want.
Yeah. I definitely find that there's something really wrong with Spotify's shuffle system. And I find myself a lot of times like just skipping a bunch. I'm like, get out of this. Sometimes it goes into this pattern. It's like, oh, you really like this one. Let me give it to you again. I'm like, no, give me something else. Anyways, my number 4 is Hey Now by Kendrick Lamar. From his latest album.
All right. My number 3 is Silly Love Songs by Paul McCartney and Wings.
Okay.
That's kind of interesting that that's the one that's on there. That's one song that was on our wedding playlist. So it just must have been one that jumped out to me. You know,
makes sense.
I do like that song.
My number 3 is Zaubertrick by Nena. That's the German band that does 99 Luftballons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think I mentioned that on the Spotify at some point. Yeah, I listened to that album as just trying to learn a little bit of German. And that song was my favorite one from it, so I listened to that one a lot.
My number 2 is Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
Okay, classic.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, my top 2 was like... I mean, sort of I get it, but it's funny. I wouldn't have thought that these were my top ones, even though they're classic, you know.
Yeah, I was definitely more on the newer end with my top 5 this year because my number 2 is Peekaboo, also by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
From his newest album.
Yeah. Very, very different of your top versus my top.
Yeah.
My top song is Don't Stop Believin' by Journey.
Yeah, another classic.
I'm like... Mine is just classic rock. It's Journey, Bon Jovi, Wings, Van Halen, and the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, yours is like a good karaoke mix. You know, kind of like classic rock karaoke.
It is.
And mine, other than the Nena track from the 80s, the rest are 2024 releases because my number 1 song is Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, wow.
So that's why my number of songs wasn't so high. I listened to that newest Kendrick Lamar album, I guess, on repeat.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And then, so that'll take us right into the next section, which is albums.
I listened to 34 albums.
And I think what this is giving us is...
all the way through,
albums that you've listened to all the way through.
It would have to be, yeah. Otherwise it'd be way more.
Because mine is quite low. On here, obviously way higher in the amount of CDs that I listen to full albums of, and mine would be, I'm sure, more than 34 in that case, but mine on Spotify was only 8.
Well, yeah, if you're doing shuffle,
so the top five is more than half of the total full albums that I listened to on Spotify.
I wonder if you got some just by shuffling enough that it played like a whole Van Halen album, or does it not count?
No, none of these are that. These are actual ones that I know that I've listened to the whole album of.
Okay.
At least in my top 5. I guess potentially those other last 3, maybe. That would be interesting to know. I don't know if they tell you what all of them are.
Yeah,
they just give you your top 5. Right?
And I don't know if they calculate it by you have to listen to it in order or something, you know, as an album.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah,
I didn't really think about it. But what was your top album?
Well,
or do you want to do 5 to 1? Huh?
Yeah. Let's go 5 to 1 again, and why don't you start this?
My number 5 is I Am the Movie by Motion City Soundtrack. That's their first album from 2003.
All right. My number 5 is Angles by The Strokes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
My number 4 was a new release this year, Ready to Roll by Teenage Bottle Rocket. I really like that one. They're kind of like a Ramones style band.
Yeah. I haven't listened to a lot of them, but I've liked what I've listened to.
I recommend their newest album.
Headbanger is one that I know that I like.
Yeah, they're good.
My number 4 is The Middle by Jesse Wells.
Oh, yeah,
I went on my Jesse Wells deep dive a little bit this year, so makes sense.
Yeah, cool.
That's on there.
I still need to check out more of his stuff because you showed me some of his this year. Yeah, that I enjoyed. My number 3 was another new release in 2025, Debí tirar más fotos by Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's newest album.
My number 3 is a 2025 release. It is The Life of a Showgirl, Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
we talked about this in a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, makes sense. My number 2 is Shakira's newest album, Las Mujeres Ya No Lloran. I went to her tour for that album, so I was listening to a lot of Shakira, of course.
My number 2 is Stand for Myself by Yola.
I've never heard of Yola.
Yola is like she's kind of, I think you might, maybe soul, but a new artist. I listened to this podcast called Song Exploder that talks about, like they interview an artist about a particular song and they get into how it was written and all the different parts of it and stuff. And so Yola was on one of those episodes, so I listened to that song and I liked it, so I went and listened to some of her other stuff.
Oh, cool. When you recommended that podcast to me before, that put me on a Cranberries kick, actually, at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Because I listened to their episode and I was like, oh, they're good. And I only really know like a couple songs like Zombie
Linger
and Dreams.
Zombie,
yeah, I guess.
Oh, yeah, Dreams.
Yeah, so like I knew like 3 of them pretty well, but then they talked about a different one on that podcast, and then I kind of just went on a kick, and I'm like, they have a lot of good songs.
Nice. Yeah. I use that a lot, like to go and listen to some different stuff that I've not ever listened to before or something.
Yeah, I need to get back to that podcast. Okay, and then my number 1 album makes a lot of sense to me. It's the newest Motion City soundtrack album, The Same Old Wasted Wonderful World.
All right.
Yeah.
And my number 1 is a new one from this year as well, Hell's Wells by Jesse Wells.
Okay, nice.
So,
2 Jesse Wells in the top 5.
2 Jesse Wells in my top 5, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I had 2 Motion City soundtracks and then a Shakira. I mean, those are going to be like every year probably for me. Okay, next one is number of artists, and then...
Yeah. I'm at 508.
Okay. I'm at 1,154.
All right. Yeah, so a little over double.
Yeah, which adds up. And then it gives you your number 1
top
artist,
5.
right? Oh, top 5. Yeah.
It also gives top 5. Yeah, if you're going through it, gives you your top artist first. Oh, yeah, and then like...
Yeah.
I don't know if you scroll back and forth between it, because it gives you your number of minutes and what percentage of their fans you're in, which we can go through that too once we get to number 1.
Yeah, let's do the top 5.
We'll go from 5 to 1, and I'll start this one again. My number 5 is a little bit surprising, but I'm glad to see it on there from my nostalgia playlist. But Bob Seger.
Oh, nice. That old time rock and roll.
I'm a big Bob Seger fan, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. My number 5 is a California band, Joyce Manor.
Yes.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
My number 4 is the Rolling Stones.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
My number 4 is Kendrick Lamar. Kind of surprising he's not higher because 3 of his songs were in my top 5 songs. But it was mostly his newest album I listened to multiple times through.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. My number 3 is Jesse Wells.
Yeah, adds up. My number 3 is Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He made it on there.
That's a pretty good amount of Weird Al that you listen to.
I listened to a lot leading up to us going to the concert. And then I listened to it on the way driving there, the long drive.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then even after it, I was like still in the mood. I was like, man, he has so many songs I was going back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Eagles.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
My next 2 will not be surprising. My number 2 is Motion City soundtrack.
Yeah. And my number 1 is the Beatles.
The Beatles. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny, since you were here at number 1, 166 minutes on Spotify. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Less than 3 hours, and it's my top artist. I only had 84 hours, but still, it's not like it was overwhelmingly Beatles.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of funny how at the beginning I was saying Rolling Stones, Eagles, and Beatles are 3 artists that are at the front of my CD binder, and so like I've listened to so many of them. Yet even so, they're still the top in my Spotify listening also.
Yeah.
It's like, what would they be if all of that was added into this? They'd be clearly 1, 2, and 3 instead of 1, 2, and 4.
Yeah.
I mean, they're almost 1, 2, and 3 as it is.
It would just mean
but yeah, that,
you listen to a lot more of them, yeah.
What's surprising is that even that 166 minutes still says it puts me in the top 8% of Beatles listeners.
Top 8%? Oh, okay.
Top 8%.
Yeah. And they
which in the past I know I've been at like top 1% of REM fans, like it's been years since REM's not on this list.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
REM's not on there because I don't have very many of their songs on my nostalgia playlist because I didn't really listen to them in high school. We talked about it during the Weird Al episode that your Weird Al original song discovery journey turned me on to REM, so that was later.
So they don't qualify as a nostalgia listen as
much.
much.
The one greatest hits album, the In Time one, that's their later ones, their stuff from like the 90s and later, not their earlier greatest hits. That's what's on there because that's the album that you got because that's the one that has Stand on it, I think.
Oh yeah, because I was just searching for what is Spam by Weird Al based on. Yeah. Okay, so that's funny. Well, my number one artist in my recent memory, I don't think my number one artist has ever changed on my Spotify Wrapped. I always have my number one artist is Shakira. Yeah. I'm in the top 0.7% fans.
Oh, even you broke 1%.
Yeah.
Lower than 1%.
Under the
0.7.
And I spent 912 minutes with Shakira.
That's a lot more than what mine was. Yeah. 912.
That's another one where when my wife and I were driving to her concert.
That's almost half of your listening. Your listening was listening was 19,000.
Yeah. That was my artist.
I was thinking 1900 or something for some reason, but that would be less than mine. Yeah. Okay.
That's another one that like we spent a road trip only listening to Shakira on the way to the concert. It was like put on the Shakira playlist. Yeah.
So that even added to just your regular high level of listening to Shakira.
True. Yeah. Like even if it's our normal road trip playlist, it's like a lot of Shakira on that playlist. So yep, big year for that. And then the next category is that weird category, right? Where it gives you like, what's your Hogwarts house of music or whatever they call it. It's like,
what is? I don't even remember what it calls it. Listening club or something.
Yeah, something like that. What group are you in? And it just gives it a name. So, what did you get? What's the name of your group?
I got the same as you did. We kind of talked about this beforehand. I don't have it pulled up, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, mine says Grit Collective.
Oh.
Is that not what yours was?
I feel like you said yours was different.
I don't remember.
Maybe I'll look at mine and see if mine's different than it was before.
I don't remember us talking about this even. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, we brought it. I'm pretty sure you brought it up. Listening club is what it tells it.
I might have misremembered it. I didn't I didn't know it off the top of my head.
You didn't maybe have it up at that time.
Maybe when you told me yours, I was just like...
Let me see if mine changes. No, mine's the same. Let's see what it calls it. You know what? We didn't talk about this because this doesn't seem familiar about me talking to you about this. Mine is Club Serotonin.
Oh. Whatever that means. It doesn't really explain it either, right? Mine says Grit Collective, and then it says Your Role Curator.
Yeah, mine's Recruiter. It did say something about it at some point. I don't know when. I feel like it did explain it. But does it explain it on the next one? Oh, yeah. The next one, it says, 18% of listeners are in that club. And it gives you some artists. Mine is Queen. The artists in here are Queen, Rolling Stones, Van Halen, Aerosmith, Bon Jovi, and then Taylor Swift.
Okay.
It's like all.
Yeah, that's weird. Mine Mine says 9% of global listeners are in your club.
Oh, yours is more exclusive.
I guess, yeah. And my club favorites are Motion City Soundtrack, Run the Jewels, Joyce Manor, Kendrick Lamar, Tiger's Jaw, and Aesop Rock. It's kind of like alternative hip hop, but also alternative like punk emo. So kind of a weird mix, I guess.
Yeah, mine seems like it's like pop and like popular rock.
Yeah.
You know, it's like classic rock bands, and then Taylor Swift is in there too. You know, that's like, it says my club favorites. So it's like, these are things that other people listen to that are in this club. So it's probably pop and rock.
Yeah. And that's it, right? That's the last category.
Yeah.
Interesting. Better than last year, I will say. I think last year was the time when the Spotify Wrapped was like a lot of weird, seemingly AI stuff. Like most of the statistics were like that last one where it's like gives you some weird name. I don't remember specifically, but
Wow, I don't remember that.
well, I mean, it gives you all the regular stuff too. There was the top 5 artists, top 5 albums. So I don't know. I guess
Yeah, I think I only saved my top artists from last year. Is this from last year?
I do like the
No,
your
this
top
is not.
songs.
I didn't.
I like how it gives you the playlist of your top songs every year, because then it gives you more than like the 5.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, I don't have it from last year. I only have it from 2022. Was the most recent one I have it from. My big Billy Joel year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that wasn't CD listening, so that made it into your statistics.
Yeah. I only own like a burned copy of his greatest hits or something, you know.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So is that about it that we want to talk about for our main stuff?
Yeah, I think that was kind of part of our informal reviews and recommendations, but our Spotify Wrapped became like a main event. It's already been almost an hour, and we still need to do a recast before we go.
Yeah, what we decided to do for this one is pick another kind of like something that's become a franchise.
Yeah.
And decide who our pick would be for the next time that gets rebooted. You know, we did it with James Bond before, but now we're going to do it with Spider-Man. So, I don't think there's any plans for Tom Holland to stop being Spider-Man at this point. He started quite young and seems to have pretty good success with these films at being kind of part of the Marvel universe. That has really helped them, I think, over the previous 2 iterations. But whenever they get around to it, or if they were to do it right now, who would be your pick to play Spider-Man?
This Spider-Man has become kind of like the American James Bond, so I'm sure they'll do it eventually.
But they keep having him be British actors, except for Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Like they did Tobey Maguire, and then they did 2 British actors.
Tobey Maguire, still my favorite. I think they should go back to an American actor, and my pick, I think he's American, is Mason Thames. He's the kid from The Black Phone. We did an episode on The Black Phone. He looks really young in that, but I looked him up. He's 18 years old now, so good age to be like, teenage Peter Parker. And I remember from Black Phone thinking both the kids, the boy and the girl, like they're great child actors. And he kind of has just that Peter Parker look and like kind of style to me.
Yep. I agree. I went a little different direction because you've heard me say this before. Part of this is because I've grown up, but also it's from reading Spider-Man comics. It's like Spider-Man in the comics, yes, his origin is as a teenager, but like James Bond, they don't need to reboot every single time.
Yeah.
My opinion on all the where we are at in superhero movies is they're ingrained now. You don't need to do an origin story every time you reboot a superhero that everybody is aware of. They're in the zeitgeist. Yeah. Like everybody knows James Bond. You don't need to tell his origin story for every movie, even if you change an actor. You just do a James Bond movie with a storyline. I think we're there with superheroes. So we need to stop making high school Spider-Man. You can reboot and have a like 30 to 40 year old Spider-Man.
Yeah, interesting.
And that would be fine. And And I would probably guess, I haven't read every Spider-Man comic that there is, not even close, but that most of the comics involve him being an adult, later out of high school and out of college.
Naturally.
Because there's 60 years of Spider-Man, So my pick for a slightly older Spider-Man, which obviously you could go back and go, oh, Tobey Maguire again.
Bring him back.
It was great in whichever that one was, No Way Home.
Yeah, when they all come back.
When all three of them are there. It's great. But I'm going to pick Dave Franco.
Oh, that'd be interesting because obviously his brother, James Franco, played Harry Osborn, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see him. He's a little more like a snarky, kind of funny guy too. So like, I could see him as Spider-Man. I still have like a younger idea of Dave Franco in my head.
I think I looked him up. I think he's 40.
Wow, that's crazy to me to think about. Because I'm like, James Franco's little brother. And I'm thinking of James Franco as...
he's 40.
And I'm thinking of 20 years ago James Franco also. So
yeah, James Franco's 47.
Okay. Well, yeah, good pick. Dave Franco, I could definitely see it. And, I chose basically a kid. I chose a teenager. But overall, I agree with what you're saying. Like... the most recent Fantastic Four and Superman both did kind of what you're saying, where they're like, didn't go through the whole origin. It's like, okay, these characters, right? Here they are. They're in a situation. And it worked. Yeah, those were both good. Okay, well, those are our picks for the newest Spider-Man reboot, if they do it, or just multiverse versions of Spider-Man. Why not?
Yeah.
Put all of them in a movie with the other three. But let us know down below in the comments who would you cast as another version of Peter Parker Spider-Man. And that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening to episode 8 of the Some Brothers podcast. In case you missed it, we recently shared our top 5 books and movies we consumed over the course of 2025. This episode we gave you, the music. And check those out. They're already on our channel. And very exciting, in 2 weeks, we will be officially starting Adaptation Station Season 5. Our March episode 1 of Season 5, will be on a modern classic American novel, Beloved by Toni Morrison, and the 1998 movie adaptation. So stick around for those. Thank you again for listening to this episode. Support us with a like and subscribe to stay tuned, and we'll see you next month. Bye.